What's going on YouTube? It's your boy LB. In this video, I'm gonna show you how I create this cinematic color grading in DaVinci Resolve. Now, in Premiere Pro, just from scratch. No LUT, no plugin, no preset. The things you must have, just Premiere Pro and raw footage. Let me come in just a second. Alright, so now let's jump on it in Premiere Pro and let's see how it is.
So now as you see here, this is my video clip which I'm going to use. So now you see my footage is in S-Logs. I use Lumix S5 for shooting this clip, okay? So now, and let me jump on this color workspace, and then you have to come here for this workspace, and then you jump on this color. So first, let me find the best frame where can I make my just color grading. Yeah, maybe this is cool. Okay guys, so as I told you, here we don't use any light, we don't use any Rec 709, so we're just gonna use Premiere Pro only. Okay, here there is some settings which I'm going to use, okay, but it's a few one, not a lot. Okay, so first let me open up this basic correction. Here we have some basic correction, so and I have to come here for this auto. Okay, for the people who are using like version 2023 like mine, okay, alt up here you can press on this auto just for waiting just a little bit in order to get like something which seems like Rec 709. Okay, now you see after getting this stuff, and then you have to increase this intensity like this one, okay, something like this, and then when you press before, yeah, that was before, and then this is after. So now in few words, this it's like it works like Rec 709. Okay, and then you see here on this color and the and this light there is some settings. Okay, when you try to reduce this intensity, now you see all the colors becomes as default, but when you increase it something like this, now you see some things change. Okay, and also you can just increase if you just want like to increase the saturation, something like this. Okay, or you can decrease this black. Okay, even you can increase the contrast. Yes, depend. Yes, what's like Rec 07, like Rec 709. Okay, now you got this stuff. Now you see this is before and then this is after. So now, and I'm going to close this basic correction. Okay, so after closing this basic correction, so now I'm gonna jump on this curve. Okay, so for this curve I'm gonna use these RGB curves. Okay, so for this white side, for this white, just you can just adjust the light something like this or decrease the light. Okay, but here I'm going to use this red one. Okay, for this red one I have to add like 3 points, so there is point for highlight, for shadow, for mid-tone. Okay, so and the things I have to do, I have to move down this red one for okay, up here, down here, and then let me just increase this one too. You see what I'm getting. Okay, the skin tone is still looking good. Okay, but you see here there is the grass is already changed. Okay, somehow, and then I have to move down this highlight one. Okay, so when I move this highlight one, guys, you see the where the highlight is gonna be changed. Okay, when you try to move it up, you see now is coming into red, but when you move down, now you see how this highlight it is looking. This is much better. Now my color grading start to bring some look, okay, in this frame. Okay, so now let me come here on this green one too. Okay, about this green also, and I have to add 3 points. Okay, here on the middle one, on the top one, and the bottom one too. Okay, and I have to move up this first point. Now you see how this highlight is starting to be. Okay, this sky just where the highlight is. Okay, and then I have to move up just a few little bit, even this one, and I move down this point, this one, guys. My skin tone is still there. Okay, there is no things which affect my skin tone. My skin tone is still good. Okay, either you can just move down and let's see how it is now. Is starting to affect these things, so you have to move it up. Okay guys, yeah, this is much better guys. Okay, and then when you close these curves or when you mute this curve, yeah, that was before adding this curve, and then this is after. You see how my clip is starting to be. Okay, so now let me just close this curve. Okay, and then here, and I'm going to open up this color wheels match. Okay, about this color wheels match guys, here I'm going just to increase highlight. Okay, so it depend how my skin tone it is. When I just move up in this red one guys, you see how my skin tone it is. Okay, starting to affect my skin tone. All right, okay, so and then for this midi tone I can just move it in this green one in order to just to get this my color. Okay, so about this shadow, still no, it will affect where the shadow is. I can move down. When you move up, you see still it is affecting the shadow. Even you can just add any color in your shadows. You can add like blue, you can add the green, you can add something and any color you want. Okay, but here still I have to get this default color. Okay, where yes, in the curve. Okay, so and then this is before, this is after adding these colorways. Okay, so and the things I have to do before I leave these colorways match, and I have to become here for this midi tone in order to just get the skin tone well. Okay, so and I have to go here on this HCL secondary. So now, and I'm going to pick my skin tone. I have to pick this red, and then you have to enable this color gray. And now you see guys, I'm going to try to pick this skin tone. Okay, try to pick this skin tone well as possible. Okay, something like this guys. Okay, and then you see guys, let me try to zoom it way in order to see these things where you see how I select this skin tone. I have to increase this blur in order to smooth where this skin tone is separating with other colors. Okay, and then let me come back here on this fit, and I can add like just the color skin tone. I like to add this temperature in this red one. Okay, maybe, or you can just animate this color way and then you increase this skin tone by looking all the colors. Okay, maybe when you see, yes, you can say it is too much, just you can decrease. Okay, all here you can just move it up in order to give your skin tone light, or you can move it down. Okay, you see what is happening to my clip. Okay, and then so let me try to move up just a few little bit, and then let me give it yes, this one, this is looking good guys. Okay, so when I try to move around, okay, there is some issues. I have to come back here on this colorways about this midi tone. Okay, so I have to move it up here where the color, the skin tone color will be. Okay, yes, and you have to make sure this skin tone does not affect these shades. Okay, so you have to make sure. Okay, when you back here on this HCLR, you see now you have, I have already picked only the skin tone guys. Okay, this is pretty nice guys. Okay, and then when I try to see it all, you see guys, that is much better. And then here it is where the highlight is. Okay, because I didn't use any defilter. Okay, so the things I have to do, let me just close this HCLR. Okay, so let me open up this vignette. About this vignette, I just want to add like a black border here about this frame. Okay, so I have to increase this amount. Okay, to decrease, oh sorry, you see guys how it is. Okay, you see there is some black things which is comes here on these edges of this frame. Okay, either you can feather it or you can do something like this. Okay, just but it is better to feather it. Okay, and then about this midi point or roughness, you see when you increase, you see there is some changes you get. Okay, about the midi point or something like this. Okay, so but this is much better. Okay, and then So guys, after adding this color grading, okay, you see guys, I have been make the color grading on this real clip, okay. So, and I'm going to create an adjustment layer in order to give this background just a thick color, okay. So for example, if you just work on this color grading on adjustment layer, there is no problem. You can just create 2 adjustment layers, okay. So let me click adjustment layer in, yes, let me create this adjustment layer, and then let me try to put it here on this top of this clip, okay. And then you have to click on it, and then you come here for this edge color secondary, and then you choose this skin tone, because I just want to change something but except the skin tone, okay. So now you have to enable this color gray. You see this color gray is already enabled, and then you make sure it is enabled well guys as possible. All right, okay. Then I have to prevent my skin tone something like this, and let me increase this blurriness. And after this, you have to click on this icon, then it will be make like some like inverse, okay. And then here guys, you can just, so let me unmute this color gray because I have already picked these other colors except this skin tone. Either here you can just increase something like another colors. You see what I'm getting, okay. You can add this green, you can add like blue, you can add just any color you want here guys, and then except this skin tone. So let me just add like the green one in order to look in the cinematic look, something like this, okay. You see all things is changing, okay, about but except the skin tone. But you have to give them like a few just color but not too much, okay. And then you make sure you give them the enough blur in order to separate that color and this skin tone. So guys, when now let me see the before and after. So now this is after, okay. Yeah, that was before adding this adjustment layer, and then this is after guys, okay. And also you can give them like contrast in order to give them this contrast, like something where the black is this here, the yes, this gray, something like this, okay. Now this is how my clip it is looking, okay. So now I can look before I add any color. So let me try to mute this adjustment layer, and then let me click on this clip and let me mute this Lumetri Color. So that was before added this color grading, and then so this is after guys. So guys, this is my color grading I created in this Premiere Pro without any LUT, without any plugin, without any something else, just Premiere Pro guys, okay. So, and here too I have another clip, seems like this, but yes, it is the long shot of this close-up I made. And also I can just copy this color and I have to paste it on this one, and also I can just extend this timeline. When you see this clip, it has some more highlight, just you can come here on this basic correction. You see guys, we have been already increased this highlight. Now you can just decrease this highlight, and then you see how your clip it is looking on. Also you can just decrease this exposure in order to get like the balanced light, okay. So guys, this is how I create this cinematic color grading in Premiere Pro. No LUT, no plugin, just Premiere Pro and raw footage.
That's how you can create this color grading. Guys, if you have any question, please drop it in the comment down below. I just want to know what you think. Like, subscribe, share, that is it. So now see you in next video. Peace.